Good afternoon, everybody. Connie and I have made it here to Mohican State Park. A couple days of R&R, and look what's in our backyard. Yep, that's the Mohican River. So we're here, we're going to have a good time. I'm getting ready to start a fire, and we're going to have some lunch. As you can see over there, the river is out of her banks. She is up. She is up. And somebody was in our sight last night because the campfire is still warm. But yeah, she is really up. They have a new swinging bridge over here at Mohican, and we've got the directions to it. We don't even have to walk out of the park. We walk down to the trailhead and take the trailhead straight to it. Well, I don't know how this will do. I have batoned some wood down. All my fire starting stuff is at the house. I batoned down some wood, and I've got a waxed paper plate as a starter. So we'll just see. It might go and it might not. Well, it looks like we got it going, but tell you right now, the waxed paper plate did not do it. I happened to have some old newspaper. I was able to get it going. Looks like somebody's having fun today. That river's moving quite a bit.
What's special is the bottom jaw right here on the tip of her mouth. It's actually not connected fully, right? So she's got the ability to separate it. So if you picture my bottom hands here as her bottom jaw, right here, it can stretch apart. It's got ligament there, like stretchy rubber bands, and she can actually move that apart, and she can move each part of her jaw by itself, right? So she can actually swing this part out and open, and this part out and open, and now she can eat about 2.5 times the size of her head that way. For us, it goes from eating a hamburger to a basketball, right? So then, now that she's got her mouth that wide, she can bring the side up, use those hooked teeth, bite in, pull it down. The side up, hook in, pull it down until she swallows it whole. It doesn't take long, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and those take the whole thing down, and then she's ready to go again. I feed her every 2 weeks here. Right, so she's gonna eat next week. But she's went 4 months without eating before.
We are trying to find the new swinging bridge, and I believe it's up this trail and then to the left. We'll see. Here we go. I hope this is just a moderate trail. Okay, right there is what we're looking for. 1 mile. I'll tell you one thing, folks, about these Ohio state parks. You don't have to pay to use them. When we was in Arizona, you had to pay a day use fee to just walk the trails in the Arizona state parks. Right across the river from us, there's cabins that are available for rent down here at Mohican State Park. This is the two blanche, the chipmunks. was two chipmunks playing up here a second ago. They must have hid under the bridge. Let's take this path. Nature, nature. I'll just follow her. I've been following her for 25 years, so I might as well keep going.
27 in July.
She just corrected me, 27 in July, sorry. Oh, them olds and stuff you hear is, I'm saying old, old. We thought we might get lucky and find a morel or two. They say they're close to these May apples. I don't know. I'll have to get with the Wandering Woodsman and ask him. I will say, this is my first time ever on this trail. I've done the trails on the other side of the covered bridge many, many times. Never been on this trail. Getting close to dark, so I hope we make it back before dark. We brought no headlamps. All right. It's getting exciting. Isn't this beautiful down through here? And you can just smell the fir trees. Smell the cedar. Beautiful. Here's my little camera shy girl. Follow the white blazes. As we get deeper into the woods, it's getting cooler and cooler. Quieter and quieter. We haven't seen anyone for quite some time. But we're following the white blazes, so I know we're right. Up here on the right, I see a giant birdhouse. That's for a pretty good sized bird, if you ask me. Look at that. See where the water's been way up over that, making that mud bank. Boy, if I see a bird that big, I might just go the other way. It's on the other side of that tree, isn't it? Where'd it go? That's a good sized birdhouse there. I wonder what that was at one time. Wonder how many years old that is. It's not dated anywhere. I looked all around it. Folks, we have come to Bigfoot's bathtub. And that is deeper than you think. There it is. Bigfoot's bathtub. Well, we have found the swinging suspension bridge. Okay. Well, here she is. This is really, really neat, everybody. I'll get video coming back. I will tell you guys that this thing goes sideways. It bounces up and down. It's really, really neat. Really, really neat. Woo! This thing is all over the place. See if I can stand still a second. Can you see it moving? No. Yeah, it was worth the trip to find it. One thing they could do is put the floor things farther apart, make it more challenging. That would be neat. There's the way it's constructed right there. That is neat. Like the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah. Oh, they're fishing. I thought they was on canoes. They're fishing. Kind of a fur do you think that is we just found? Is that deer? Rabbit? I bet you it's more than likely deer. If it was Bigfoot, it would be brown or black. Yeah. Connie said there's something in there. She said she heard it. I don't know what it might be. I will say, if you want to come down here though, this trail is moderate to easy. It wore on us. It's a little bit up and down, but some terrain changes, but I would call it easy to moderate. So if you want to come down, I think you can handle it just fine. Us old farts did, so yeah. Well, there's what we're camping in this weekend, you guys. Finally got Drifter out. Been a long time. Thing bad about when you zoom in this much, you get a lot of motion in your camera. Well, we had a lot of rain this morning, and the wood that was laying around outside got soaked. The wood on top of the Jeep got soaked. So what I've done here is I did baton down a lot of pieces. It was dry inside, so I was able to get it going. I've got the other wood standing around the side here trying to dry it out. And I think we're going to be able to have a fire. We're going to get enough to make our steaks anyway this afternoon. Yep. Can't wait for that T-bone. You guys can't tell it, but that is deep. I think that's about 1,000 feet to the bottom. This is a trail to the swinging bridge from the opposite direction. We have left the gorge overlook, and we are now headed to the swinging bridge from a different direction. Well, you can't appreciate it probably, but there's the hill we just came down, and I am going to dread going back up it. Oh my. Well, everybody, we did not finish that trail to the swinging bridge because, for one, neither one of us has actual hiking shoes on with traction. We both almost fell going down the first part, and as we looked down, it only got worse as we rounded a corner. So we decided to just cut our losses and turn around and come back. Just read a sign that said the gorge is 1,000 feet wide. That's where I got the 1,000 feet, and over 300 feet deep. This is why we turned around. We was on the part that loops around. We was on the first half a mile that is steep and hazardous, that we decided to turn around and come back. Had we went this trail on this side, where we was just starting on the other side, would have been the last half. So, and we was on the steep and hazardous side. So again, better safety first. Safety first. Can you imagine seeing this overlook in the winter with no leaves on the trees over there? Only thing that would be green would be the pines. It would probably look pretty cool. Well, that's what's for dinner. I got a T-bone, and Connie and the dogs got a rib steak, and the dogs have no seasoning on theirs. It's gonna be good. We're also having corn on the cob and salad. I should say that this is day 2. The rain has stopped. The sun has come out. It's about 75 degrees, and we are really getting blessed. Really getting blessed. Well, there is the finished product. Wonder whose big steak that is. Steak, corn on the cob, and salad. And that's a sweet salad with poppy seed dressing. It's going to be so good in the neighborhood. Okay, here's the taste test. Tastes even better than it looks. Seeing a little bit. Well, if you lived back in the 1830s, 40s, 50s, you was walking through the wilderness, you might have walked up on a house that looked like this, a little cabin. This probably would have been a nice cabin to live in. 2 stories. Yeah. We were over by here a couple hours ago and the front door was wide open. We didn't stop. We thought we'd come back, make this the end of a perfect 2 days, but here we are. The door is now secured with a padlock. Klein log cabin, 1863. I said 1830s, 40s, or 50s. I was close to 1947. Someone lived here. There is the steps. You can see through the windows. An old sewing machine. Yep. 1 large room down, probably 1 large room up. There's a door over there. They probably used for storage. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And these were probably 10 to 15 miles apart back in them days. Probably would have been an outbuilding. It's been tore down. This shutter is loose. Of course, these were so they could close these and lock them when they were facing an attack by Indians. Yeah. There's the old wood stove. You probably can't see it. And you can see through cracks, see the outside. Probably could see through them cracks when they were living there. They heated with wood, so wasn't worried about wasting heat like we are today. They had screens on the upper windows. Yeah. I find these old log cabins interesting. You know, thanks for coming along with us, everybody. It's been a good 2 days here at Mohican State Park, camping in Drifter with the family. But we're going to end this little video right about here. And I'm glad you came along. We're always glad you came along. We so appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, never stop dreaming. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.